What on earth is that? What are they doing? Do you know what this is? It's a sport called lacrosse. Lacrosse. Okay, to be honest, I've never played lacrosse before, but it's a very Canadian sport. Okay, so this lesson is about Canadian sports. Now, the most popular Canadian sport is, I think you know, ice hockey. Ice hockey. Okay, Canadians love ice hockey. They play it all winter and spring. Okay, the normal season, the regular season of the NHL, which stands for National Hockey League, okay, the usual hockey season goes from about October to April. Then all the top teams in the regular season go to the playoffs. And the playoffs last from about April to June. Now the winner of the playoffs wins the Stanley Cup. Okay, this thing is called the Stanley Cup. So this is very important here in Canada. If you come to Canada, you're going to hear this all the time. If you go to a restaurant, if you go out for coffee, if you're with your friends, they're going to be talking about the Stanley Cup. Who's going to win the Stanley Cup this year? Okay. Now, Canada has other winter sports as well. One of those is curling. Okay, curling. Have you heard of curling before? This is what curling is. It's basically, this. You push rocks, these things are called rocks, down the ice, and you try to get them as close as you can into the middle of this circle here. Okay, now if you want to watch curling, the Winter Olympics starts today. So all you need to do is turn on your TV. Hopefully you get the right channel to watch the Winter Olympics. Then you can watch some curling. It's actually a very slow sport. You might get bored and turn it off. But some people enjoy it. To be honest, I've never played this sport either, so I must be a very bad Canadian. I've never played lacrosse. I've never gone curling before. So yeah, I'm a bad Canadian. Now, most sports in Canada are winter sports, right? Canada is known for its winter sports like skiing, hockey, snowboarding, anything to do with snow, ice, cold, because Canada's a very cold place. But we do have some summer sports too. One of those is football. Football is probably the most popular summer sport to watch on TV. Okay, now the football here in North America is probably very different than the football you're used to. Okay, here in Canada, we use our hands for football. Okay, this is football here. You throw an oval-shaped ball, and then people catch it, and you run with it. Okay, so you use your hands. So why is it called football? I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense. But when you use your feet, that's called soccer. Okay, that's a different sport. So when you come to Canada, remember, your football is soccer here in Canada. And this is football here. Okay, now Canadian football is basically like American football. American football is a much bigger, more popular sport, but it's basically the same thing, except here it's called the CFL, the Canadian Football League. Okay, it's the same sport, but there are some significant differences in rules and other things. Okay, so this is actually a separate sport. It's called Canadian football. Okay, so Canada also has basketball. Now, it's interesting. Actually, basketball was invented by a Canadian. That's true, and which is weird because basketball is much more popular in the US. Okay, the US has the National Basketball Association, the NBA. The NBA, okay, that's the biggest basketball league, or it's the most popular basketball league in the world. Okay, and Canada has one team in the NBA, and that is the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors. Okay, so really, I mean, Canada only has one team in the NBA, so basketball is probably not the most popular sport in Canada. I mean, a lot of people play it. You know, every school has a gym where they play basketball. But I think football is more popular to watch, and obviously ice hockey is the most popular sport. Now we have other sports like volleyball, soccer, tennis. You know, a lot of Canadians like to play sports, but probably the most popular sports in Canada are ice hockey and football, at least to watch on TV. And the most purely Canadian sports are probably lacrosse, ice hockey, and maybe curling. I'm not sure. But hey, I want to know, had you ever heard of lacrosse and curling before this lesson? Had you ever heard of them, or is this the first time you're hearing of these two sports, lacrosse and curling? Let me know down there in the comments, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.